rod it.
Say hot rod it. Say hot rod it.
Hot rod it.
Say hot rod it.
Hot rod it.
Avery, tell them we're gonna make a video about the fuel mileage in the Duramax L5p.
I can't say that.
Try it.
I'm gonna sell AP.
So if you're new to the channel, you know that this is the 2018 Duramax L5p. It's got like 32,000 miles on it, Avery? Does it have like 32,000 or so, about?
Yeah.
The old one was an LML, was a 13, so that is long gone. But we just took a trip to New Orleans, drove it down there, drove it back, and I figured it would be a good opportunity to show you guys the fuel economy. Say, we're going to make a video.
No.
Say, we're going to make a video.
No.
Say it.
We're gonna make a video.
About the fuel mileage.
About the fuel mileage.
Fuel mileage on the Duramax
On Duramax
L5p.
L5p.
So if you want to see that, stay tuned. So, the overall, we're going to start with, oh, dismiss. We're going to start with the best fuel economy that it had. So we'll start there. We'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about the total trip average on this particular trip. And then we'll talk about the overall complete average that the truck has averaged for the whole 32,000 miles, because I have that also saved on here. So for the most recent and best average, as you can see, we've got 18.7 and 22.5. Now, for the record, don't complain about the, oh, you can't, go by these computers, they're inaccurate. I say they're totally within like 3 to 5% accuracy. Go watch TFL Truck, the Fast Lane Truck. They do so much testing on actual real world mileage. They'll run, all different kinds of trucks, cars, everything. And they're always within about like 3%, so 20, so it could be as low as 22.2, as high as 22.8. So we're just going to use these numbers, and they're good enough for me. So, and it hopefully will give you guys an idea of what you're getting into. So we're going to go about this. This was on the last 400 miles. So what was interesting about this number, the 22.5, I was actually getting 22.5 miles to the gallon from northern Alabama all the way up to Louisville, north of Louisville, Kentucky. The interesting thing about that was the temperature was 65 degrees. I was probably 55 to 60 degrees. There was no wind. The roads were great. And I would do about between 70 and 75. Sometimes you're on cruise control. Sometimes you're not on cruise control. Cruise control was only dependent on how many people pulled out in front of you while you're in the fast lane and decided to slow down.
What's this thing?
That's a lock, Avery. Oh. So cruise control was only dependent on how many people pulled out in front of you and decided to go slow in the fast lane. So I did get that. That was, for probably, I don't know, 300 to 500 miles. We got 22.5 miles to the gallon. I thought that was really great. This most recent 18.7 came from when we left north of Louisville. We were like an hour north of Louisville, hour south of Indianapolis. And really strong northwest headwind, probably 20, 25 mile an hour headwind. And then it just got like snowy and slushy the whole way back from around like Goshen, Indiana-ish, all the way back. And it's pretty much just, normal snowy conditions in northern Michigan. And that I was doing like about 78 most of the way, because speed limit's 75. And again, only limited to cruise control on how many people pulled out in front of you or decided to go slow in the fast lane. So, and it was getting a little questionable, so I wouldn't use cruise control that much just because there were some questionable spots. But overall, the roads were great. But the higher speed, the headwind, you know, driving through the snow, that all gave us about an 18.7 fuel mileage on the way home. So the overall trip average, let's go find the overall trip average here. This is the overall trip average. Actually, it's not entirely. It was only like maybe 2,500 miles or so, maybe. Yeah, about that. But I use this trip B to keep track of when I need to rotate the tires. So in the last 5,270.3 miles, this truck has gotten 18.3 miles per gallon. And I drive this thing like a normal person. I don't hot rod it. Like occasionally I'll get on it to get, say hot rod it.
Hot rod it.
Say hot rod it.
Hot rod.
Say hot rod it.
Hot rod it.
Say hot rod it.
Hot rod it.
So anyways, I drive it really like a normal person. I don't try to get good fuel economy. I just drive it. So that's what it's done basically in the last, 5,000 miles. Now the overall...
Hot rod it, Daddy.
You want me to say hot rod it?
Yeah.
Hot rod it. Hot rod it. Hot rod it. You say it. You say it. You say it. I'm a tickly bug him. Say hot rod. Say hot rod.
No.
Do it.
No.
You do it.
No.
So the overall fuel economy on this thing, straight 15. 32,000 miles on it. 15 miles to the gallon. So that's with pulling the gooseneck with, skid steer, whatever, pipe. All kinds of stuff on it. And I would say it's probably had, as a guess, had the gooseneck behind it for 15, 20,000 miles. That's a lot of miles on the gooseneck. That's pretty crazy. So half of the miles of this truck has had the gooseneck behind it, and that's the fuel economy you get with it. And the gooseneck, obviously, if you guys have followed me, the gooseneck gets anywhere from, it's 6,000 pounds, but it gets anywhere from 12,000 to 13,000 pounds on it, down to like, I'll put 1,000 pound whatever, something light on it. But most of the time, I'd say an average total trailer weight on the gooseneck is probably 10,000 pounds. 4 plus 6. It's probably, you're pulling 10,000 pounds with it on average. Obviously with the skid steer on there, you're about 18. So that's what it is. I hope you guys have found this video helpful. Just to recap, total average fuel economy on the Duramax L5p, pulling an average of 10,000 total pounds, about half the mileage, so about 15,000 miles. You got 15 miles to the gallon. The most recent, 5,200 miles, 18.3. And the best, 22.5. So that's what it is. And that 22.5 was maintained for a couple hundred miles, easy. So you guys are looking at a Duramax L5p. And really, I think you could probably get close to this mileage, close to these numbers with a Ford or a Dodge. That's the mileage you're going to get. And it's kind of some proof that the emission systems don't have you get any worse mileage. This is better than, it's about probably a mile per gallon better than the LML. So I'd say that's pretty good. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like the video. And yeah, we're back, so I'll have more content. The dump truck is ready, so I'll be going to pick that up likely Monday. We'll go over that. What else? That's all for now. Stay tuned.